Good morning. Are you all, do you have a sturdy table in your house, near the wall, duck and cover, all that stuff? Yes, Becca, I noticed that Trump is about to address the nation. I may see if I can find it live and maybe we can check it out, or if I can't, we'll just keep going. But anyway, let me get the intro out of the way and we'll get started. Thanks everybody for being here. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, PDawg Night. And stop the music. Hey, I got to put my headphones on so I can hear what's going on here. Apparently, the president is about to address the nation. And let me just check out real quick what's going on this. This is News Now, Fox 10 Phoenix. Let me just check out what's going on here. I'm not hearing anything. Oh, probably because I don't have it running. Hey, how are we doing this morning? Welcome to Morning Night Live. It is January 8th, 2020. It's a beautiful Wednesday this time as opposed to yesterday when it was not Wednesday. I'm good to hear you. Good to hear you. Fox News now has the live stream. Yeah. Right now they got McConnell on the stream. Let me see if I'm behind a little bit. So, I don't know which one's Fox News Now. Is that Fox 10 Phoenix that's Fox News Now? I don't know which one. It doesn't seem. Let's see. Soon address the nation. President Trump remarks on Iran's latest attack. I guess we'll find out soon. So I have right now they have Mitch McConnell on. So real quick, let's say hi to everybody because I'm gonna try to stay on top of the breaking news as much as I can. But I got a few things I want to talk about. There's been a couple of events over the last 24 hours that I'm sure we could talk about. So good morning, Richo, who is here first and gets the bell. Yeehaw! Make smirking great again. Yes, damn right. Make smirking great again. Good morning, Shia Grass, Chi-Town J, Truck and Bear, who did tweet out the show, I think, this morning. So did Becca. Thank you. Thank you, Necrosol. What day is it? Yes, it's Wednesday. Yes, that's cute. Good morning, RVA. Truck and Bear, Becca, with Grill and Private Pete, Pancalo. Della Hayes, how you doing, Dell? Cynical Lindsay down in Phoenix, and Necro, that's who's in the chat, and a bunch of you lurking. Lurk away and enjoy the show. So we're waiting for the president to speak. I don't know. Yeah, be careful restreaming live streams. You know, I'm going to try to do. Let me see if maybe C-SPAN. You can kind of get away with it on C-SPAN, although it just depends. Some of these places will try to yeet you. Maybe we'll just do the audio. In fact, let me do this. I'm going to mute the audio here from the desktop. Good morning, Peter Allman and Zombie Teddy, Mad Max. Hey, that's a new one. How you doing? Unless you're coming incognito. I've seen you here before, I think, Max. Mad Max 76097. Hey to you too. And so good morning or afternoon or wherever you are in the world, whatever time of day it is. Hi there. So, like I said, what we're doing right now is I'm going to try to find a feed that I may not get in trouble on. C-SPAN Live. Let's try C-SPAN's Live if they're waiting for him. If House impeachment inquiry hearing, that's from a month ago. These are all streamed 3 weeks ago. I want the live. Oh my gosh, this is all 5 months ago. ABC News. Oh, I see. Mitch McConnell's talking about the missile attack. Now, here's the thing. So we know that a high green badger outdoors too. We know yesterday Iran lobbed some missiles into Iraq towards some bases that belong to us. Hello, W.R. Costin. Towards some bases that were okay. So these bases that they lobbed them at. They were American built bases, mostly Iraqi personnel in those bases, but the Americans are also in those bases. Okay, so what Iran did is they lobbed these missiles in. I think they were kind of doing that. Remember when there was some issue in Syria of whether or not they used some chemical weapons and stuff, and so the United States said, "Okay, that's it. Instead of having our little red line, we're going to throw some rockets or missiles right into an airbase." But they kind of warned them before, and they hit the airbase and destroyed some shit, but didn't kill anybody. Okay, or did they kill anybody? Did they kill some Russians? I don't think they did. Anyway, well, Iran kind of did the same thing. Now, here's the thing: rockets, not missiles. Missiles and rockets are two different things. But as we're finding out now, if you were watching Twitter, you'd think that they had killed thousands of Americans and we were already starting World War III. Missiles. As in they missed pretty much everything. Well, I don't know if they missed anything, but they didn't. Let's just say they didn't kill anybody. But if you were on Twitter during this time, man, there's a lot of trepidation, and I understand that. You got to worry about whether or not we're going into a major war, over killing this, dickhead Soleimani, who, by the way, has been involved in a lot of things that killed Americans and lots of people in the region. Not everyone in the region's upset that Soleimani's dead. In fact, not even all Iranians, I would get a guess, are sad that Soleimani's dead. Although if you watch the morning in Tehran, there was millions of people out there, and you don't know if it's required or whatever. There's enough people who like to say death to America, because that's one of the Iranians' favorite hobbies is, saying death to America. So it's not something that is unusual, but the fact that they didn't really hit anything, this is pretty funny. Now, my friend JJ Sefton, not my friend, I don't know JJ personally, but my favorite news aggregator, JJ Sefton, over at the Ace of Spades, which is the one I use the most for most of my stories here, I thought had a really good graphic regarding, the Iranians and their death to America chant. So I'm going to just put this on the screen so you can see it, because I think this is I think this is rather poignant. To be honest, it really gives you a feeling of what's happening in our world. Good morning, Corbin. Good morning, GunFox61. How you doing? Glad you're here. Corbin is C. Thomas, for those of you who don't know that. By the way, I do have my reparations coffee, and I have a little Grand Marnier in it today because I have a bit of a cough. Just a touch, just enough to, use that, the medicinal purpose Grand Marnier in the coffee. It's quite delicious, by the way. So anyway, there's a graphic here, JJ Sefton. I think this is rather apropos. All right, so here it is. Soleimani, death to America. Nancy Pelosi, I'm working on it. Yeah, you thought I was going to be all serious and shit. You got to be kidding me. I think that's a meme. In fact, I might have to put that in my alert memes because I found that quite humorous. Anyway, Sheograph, how you doing? I see you here. Oh, I did say good morning, didn't I? Did I say good morning to you, Sheograph? Yeah, I did. Okay, I thought. Anyway, PDawg, Iran teaches us that its troubles and problems are all due to America. All of their problems and troubles and such. Yeah, it's all our fault. It's funny because I've been hearing this death to America since 1979, since the fall of the Shah. And I don't know, man. It's here's the thing. In the 80s, I can't remember what it was the Iranians did, but they kind of went out and tried to flex their muscles or something, and Ronald Reagan sunk half of their navy, and they shut the fuck up for a while. But I'm sorry. Now here's what the Iranians said after they sent all these rockets, and then the rockets didn't. Thankfully, no Americans were killed in these rocket attacks, right? But then the Iranians basically have said, okay, that is our proportionate response, and if basically don't fuck with us and we won't fuck with you. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. Now that's fascinating to me because there was a lot of. There was a lot of people who are like, oh my gosh, we killed the number 2 politician in Iran. That is definitely World War III. And here's the thing, when some people say World War III, they see a conflict between Iran and the United States, and I think they're expecting because the Russians and the Chinese both kind of have an affiliation with Iran, more the Russians than the Chinese. But I don't think the Russians or the Chinese are necessarily willing to go into a huge war for the Iranians. I just don't. The Russians are having their own economic problems, right now. And the Iranians themselves have a massive inflation problem as far as their economy. Over the last, I think over just the last couple of years, 100% inflation. Everything's gone up, doubled in price. Their currency has fallen. They're not doing well. And a lot of that's because the price of oil has been so stable and so low for so long, partly and thanks to the fact that the United States increased its own energy production to the point where we're a mass exporter of energy. So the energy sector, which a lot of these countries survive on, especially particularly petroleum, oil, whatever you want to call it, that's the low price of oil right now is not good for these countries that depended on it for their economy. Same thing in Venezuela. Venezuela banked on oil, tried to take over all the other industries. The price of oil, thanks to be able to produce it here, kind of screwed a lot of these countries up. So it's a challenge for all of them. Good morning, Seamus Derby. I see you dropped in. Thank you for being here. And Duck Dog, how you doing? So anyway, I've been taking a liking to reading J.J. Sefton's roundup for the morning. So here's today's from J.J. Sefton at the Ace of Spades blog. In fact, here I'm going to put the Ace of Spades blog in the chat if you ever want to check it out. He's one of my favorite aggregators, so there it is. Good morning, kids. Midweek and things are breaking all over the place, mostly in and around Iran, and half of them news items, with the other half missile parts, as well as Iranian infrastructure. The Iranians launched missiles late yesterday at the U.S. military targets in Iraq in retaliation for our taking out their top terrorist. The president and Pentagon are reporting no American deaths or injuries, but the president's going to make an announcement. Is he on yet? You know what? Here, let me go to C-SPAN Live real quick. I don't know if he's speaking yet. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything live yet. I may just miss. Oh, no, that's 4 days ago. Yeah, I may just miss this. Oh, here's the press secretary right now. Oh, no, that's you get a C-SPAN ad. Let me go to the video, see if they have a feed going yet. All right, they do not have a live feed going, so I'll wait for that. If anyone notices he's not on yet, thank you, Becca. All right, so back to this. The president and Pentagon are reporting no American deaths or injuries, but the president is going to make an announcement sometime today about the situation. Ignoring the political ramifications at home for a moment, the fact of the matter is we've been in a state of war with Iran since the mullahs seized our embassy in 1979. Every administration since then, with the possible exception of Ronald Reagan, chose to ignore that fact in spite of the fact that Iran has backed up their almost hourly chants of death to America with rivers of American blood, as well as other innocent people all over the world since then. That includes its own citizenry, who they used as cannon fodder in the Iran-Iraq war, as well as everyday repression of the totalitarian Sharia variety, most recently manifesting itself in the deaths of at least 1,000 unarmed protesters in the past 3 months. In fact, 1,500 over the last months. And maybe hundreds more in the years since the 2009 mass protests. You remember the protests during the so-called Arab Spring, where the Obama administration chose to side with the mullahs over the people? Not coincidentally, Ted Cruz pointed out, the missiles that rained down on us yesterday were bought and paid for by the pallets of cash that Barack Obama delivered to the mullahs in the wake of that disastrous nuclear deal sellout. Now, granted, it was releasing money that was theirs, but, we had sanctions and everything was, well, whatever. The mistake that the globalist deep state fools in Foggy Bottom, Turtle Bay, and the Ivy League, which mirrors that of the left in general, is their policies and positions are based on fictions, fantasies, and falsehoods generated inside their pinheads, which I like his language, which can then only exist inside a faculty lounge. Dan Crenshaw's speaking. He's on the Phoenix channel. Hang on a second here. Let's check that out. Let's see what Dan Crenshaw has to say. No, Phoenix what? Phoenix Fox News? Let's see. Because I'm behind the schedule here. Let's see what he's saying. I'm not going to do it with this picture. We'll just do the sound. Oh my gosh, you can barely hear that, can you? Oh, you can't hear it at all. Sorry.
An all-out war. The president is not taking us to all-out war. There is a lot in between. and we have to be more honest about that fact. We have to set a red line and say that as the United States of America, we will not be punished indefinitely. We have to take action, and we had to respond, and the president did just that. And it's time to be unified behind our president instead of casting partisan stones. Thank you.
That's going to be tough because they hate Trump.
Dan Crenshaw and Brad Wenstrup for their service to our country, the things they did to help defend our freedoms, and to all of the men and women who are defending our freedoms today, and especially for those who died or were severely injured because of brutal terrorists like Soleimani. I want to thank them for their service. And I want to commend President Trump for standing up to those terrorists like Soleimani and saying no longer is America going to stand by and let brutal terrorists kill Americans. Not only killing Americans in the past, but plotting to kill more Americans.
As I'm watching the
Everybody
chat,
knows his history. It was under the Obama administration where they deemed him a terrorist.
There are a lot of people
this isn't
who
anything
are,
new.
well, for
The
some
fact
reason,
that
a
he was
lot of people in
finally
other languages.
taken out is something that you've seen bipartisan support.
No war for oil.
Not just Republicans.
Here, I'm going
Go
to
look at the
slow down this
comments
chat for a second.
of President Obama's Homeland Security
This is some
Secretary
bull.
Jay Johnson or Susan Rice.
And I will
or so
strike
many
down
others
upon thee with great
who
vengeance and
recognize what
furious
Soleimani
anger
represents,
those who would
and that
attempt
this
to
action
poison
was
and
long
destroy
overdue.
my brothers. And you will
Just
know
like
my name
when
is
we
the
were in the
Lord
majority,
when I lay my
when
vengeance
President
upon
Obama
thee.
took out Osama bin Laden, we supported that action.
Send the pink.
It was
yes.
the right thing to do.
You sent the link to PDawg
when
News.
President
Okay, I'll
Obama
check
gave
that out.
Command.
Let's
Just
go
by the
here.
same token, it was the right thing to do when President Trump gave the command.
By the way, if
to
you were
take out
not sure,
Soleimani.
it's PDK News.
We are a safer world because
is
a
the new
brutal
hashtag I'm
terrorist
going to
is
use.
gone
Thank
from
you.
this
That's my
planet.
first hashtag.
Terrorist
Oh,
who killed
except this is
hundreds
not the
of
link
Americans
you sent.
and was planning to
Let me
kill
refresh
even more.
this.
So it
not
shouldn't
PDawg
become
News. I'm
partisan.
sorry. It's
very
PDK
disappointing
News. I'll
to see
go over to
some in the
PDawg
Democrat
News.
leadership here in the House
PDK
trying to criticize
News.
those actions that kept
Let me
America
go to
safe.
PDawg News here.
Using some of the same talking points that are coming out of Tehran. And now talking about
PDawg
changing the War Powers Act to further limit the ability for any president of the United States to defend this country. I would suggest Speaker Pelosi go back and look at the legislation that then Senator Joe Biden filed
there's some links here.
in 1995 to ensure that
We'll
a
get this
president
straightened
would
out.
have the full ability to protect America, especially against terrorists, people like Soleimani.
Hello, Tales of Gore.
And maybe he's changing his tune because he's a candidate for president now, but he should go read the legislation he filed back in the 1990s when he was a United States Senator.
Just right
so
now, it's
hopefully
Steve
during
Scalise
a time like
speaking.
this, we can all come together.
Some Republican
Not as
congressmen
Republicans
are
and
lined
Democrats,
up
but as Americans who recognize that a brutal terrorist who killed hundreds of Americans and was planning to kill even more is gone from this planet because of the action, the bold action of President Trump. It's time to be united in that. And then, of course, if you look at the other things that are going on around the world, it's unfortunate that as we start this new year, Speaker Pelosi is not using this majority to tackle the tough issues that are facing hardworking families, like working with Republicans to lower drug prices, to secure our border, to make sure our troops have all the tools they need.
Well, thank you, Tales
to
of
do their
Gore.
job safely and defending
I
our
am reading what you're
freedoms.
saying here.
But instead, you still hear them talking about impeachment. It's still all about a personal dislike of a president who was duly elected
Hello,
in
Midnight
2016.
Exile. I see you here
And
too.
they're spending all of their time, even now. In
The
this
reason
new year,
I'm not putting this on the
talking
screen
about
is
trying to
I'm trying
reverse
to
the results
avoid
of the
a
2016
strike.
election, or
So-
trying to stop him from winning in 2020, instead of working with all
Okay,
of
I'm going to mute them for now, and I'll try to pay attention to that. Or if any of you have that on another screen here, maybe Let me put another screen on here. Maybe I'll find. There's a way to do a mini player on this. I think there is. Let's see here. There we go. That's what I want. I'll throw a mini player up so I can kind of pay attention to what's happening. Oh, I can't move it though. I wish you could move the mini player. Anyway, hello, furry kitten. So anyway, we'll kind of wait for that. Let's get back into. I'm going to finish this. Let's see here. Okay, so the mistake that the globalist deep state fools and Foggy Bottom, Turtle Bay, and Ivy League, which mirrors that of the left in general, is their policies and positions are based on fictions, fantasies, and falsehoods generated inside their pinheads. I know I read this already, which can then only exist inside a faculty lounge. Time and time again, when applied to the real world, disaster ensues. John Lennon's Imagine is insipid, godless tripe, not the basis of sane foreign policy. On the other hand, the Iranian regime consists of leadership that views Armageddon as a sound and attainable foreign policy goal, mostly because they live in their own bizarro 7th century fantasy world that desires the subjugation of the world under Islam or its destruction via the 12th Imam, who will usher in paradise on Earth under a planet-sized burqa of cobalt thorium G, if need be. But I digress. The Iranian regime is for sure on the ropes, internally and externally, especially economically. Otherwise, they would not be reacting as they are now. They are praying that the president makes a mistake that leads to his ouster next November, and that another insane anti-American Democrat genuflector-in-chief is elected who will resuscitate them and the ability to nuke up. What they don't understand, as well as the Democrat media complex here at home, is that the president still holds the cards. There are things he can do to collapse the regime without a single American GI boot setting foot inside Iran proper. At least not a mass invasion a la Gulf Wars 1 and 2. Unfortunately, that still leaves the Democratic Party, which is now openly anti-American insurrectionist entity. We'll leave that for another time, as I only have so much time and pixels. Set to act on behalf of our enemy by enacting crazy new restrictions under the guise of the Constitution. Funny how they can both demean and revere that document at will. As I said, the president has yet to thread this needle carefully. Boots on the ground or even a seeming escalation via airstrikes, no matter how pinpoint or selective, could alienate a base who elected him on, among other things, a platform of not starting another endless, pointless, windless Middle Eastern democracy project. And I concur with that completely because, I'm on the brink of voting for the re-election of President Donald Trump, but I really don't want him to fuck this up. I'm just saying, I'm part of the anti-war right. Not necessarily. Now, I'm not to turn the other cheek right, but I you know what? Let's manage this one carefully, and you know what? It seems like Trump has been able to make the right moves on a lot of things of this nature. Soleimani, I'm sorry, he did some shit that deserved a missile right up his rectum. But anyway, let's see. I don't think he will, as he has done so brilliantly for 3 years now, will explain exactly what he is doing plainly and honestly. The X factor in all this is the Iranian regime itself. Now, it's fascinating. They launched these rockets or whatever the hell it was that they sent into these two bases that did nothing, but then they immediately make a statement saying this is their proportionate response. It's all they're going to do as long as no one fucks with them. So you got to wonder, are they like, well, we got this Navy that got half of it got sunk the last time we did some really stupid shit to the Americans. And they have these pinpoint missiles that really work. Do we want our Navy half our Navy in the bottom of the sea again? And they got to think that Trump's just crazy enough to do it. So, yeah, that's the X factor. What are they going to do? Again, it's all in what the reaction's going to be. If the president plays his cards right, I think we're in a position to see the 40-year reign of terror and all that pain and misery inflicted upon us and the world, as well as the nightmare scenario of a nuclear-armed dark age death cult finally brought to an end. Perhaps as early as this summer. So there you go. All right. Let's see. Gunfox. If someone wants to start some shit, I say hit them as hard and savage, brutal as humanly possible to make sure everyone knows. Do not fuck with us at all. Otherwise, it will happen to you. Well, I think that's what the whole missiles for Misfits program over the last weekend was about. Okay. Remember, North Korea and their little gift they were going to give us for Christmas. I think it was just timely that this attack on the embassy happens. And clearly, you'd think, the people who attacked our embassy were part of an Iranian faction or led by an Iranian faction. And Soleimani just happens to be around. So is that a signal to maybe Kim Jong-un too? Like, hey, look over here. Get out your binoculars and take a look at this. Okay. Oh shit. He's not fucking around, right? So maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Man, let's put it. I have 2 kids who are of that kind of perfect military age, and I'm thinking, self, what do you want to do? Okay. I'm just hoping that, that Trump does this right and we don't end up in a war. We take care, if the Iranians are saying, okay, we're not going to break anything. We're just going to make it look like we can break stuff to save face with our own people. And Trump goes in and negotiates something new out of this. Could that happen? That's my best scenario that I could see happening. So that's all I'm gonna say about that, because like I said the other day, when this started happening, this foreign policy is not my wheelhouse. I know what my gut feeling about stuff, but I'm not necessarily. I'm by no means an expert, so these are just my opinions, and that's the way it's going to be. Okay, moving on. Wow, we got 33 people here. That's good to see. Let me do my little commercial before I move on. The Morning Night Live is brought to you by you, the viewers of the Morning Night Live. Thank you for coming each day and enjoying what we do. I hope you have fun. Please participate in the chat if you are able to, unless you're listening at work or driving. Then don't mess around with that mess. But also, what's important as far as how you can support the show is to share the stream. Okay, so a lot of you have already done the follow me on Twitter too, at PDawg Night. Those of you who've been banned from Twitter can still hit that share arrow down below, and any social media that you haven't been banned from, you can share it there. If you're on Gab or Minds or Facebook or Twitter or Tumblr or Reddit or MySpace or LinkedIn. In fact, I'm going to do something real quick. I've never paid attention. Okay, so this is Facebook. I got Twitter. They've got Blogger. You can share it on Blogger. You can share it on Reddit, Tumblr, Pinterest. You can share this on Pinterest too. And then something called Bhati. I think it's in Russian. I can't read it. LinkedIn. What else they got here? Mix. Is anyone here on Mix? I'm not even sure with that. Another language I don't speak. And then you can even email it to your favorite right wing or left wing fanatic. You can share it all over the place. Let's see. 30 minutes from treats. Okay, good. Oh, hi Nico. How you doing? That's the heroic Nico and Captain Brambles. Good morning and welcome. Also, I see I got all rambly there. There's more to my commercial. Also, make sure if you like what we do, make sure you hit the like button while you're here or before you go. I will remind you at the end of the show. And then Super Chats. Well, I don't have enough people for Super Chats, but you can contribute to the show through the Streamlabs link in the description down below. The beauty of that is you don't got those Google Super Chat word limits. You're not giving 30% of what you give to Google instead of me. And if you look down in the description below, just go down there for a second, get off the screen and go down there for a minute, and you can see what you kind of get the idea what the show's going to be about. And there's certain dollar amounts that have certain special alerts, and some of them are kind of fun. And if you like checking out what I use for the new alerts, we did get a taste of one yesterday that thanks to somebody named Craven Moorhead. And in fact, that was the message. It was Craven Moorhead with the $3.57, and it said that was actually the message. In fact, here, let me just, here's what that looked like. There you go. There's Craven Moorhead, did $3.57 yesterday. We got a little Charles Barkley going. Yeah, that's so. Check the list down below. Throw something in the tip jar. It helps me out. It'll help pay for the graphics card that I'm about to buy as soon as I hit that. I'm getting a pretty expensive graphics card because I need this shit to work and not be dying every time we do shit. So anyway, thank you all for being here. Support the show. All right, now the real reason. Now for some reason it's not listed in the in my Ace of Spades aggregator today. Maybe it is, or maybe he put it in yesterday. But you know, there's a young man who's, I think, just... Oh, hi, Ginger Power. There's a young man who's gone through a lot. And there have been people out there who were hell-bent. And I mean hell-bent on ruining this young man's life. And for a while there, things looked bleak. But as people began to look around and really see what was happening and what the implications of the events that took place that were taking a toll on this young man. I'm sorry. I just need a minute. Up from the ashes arose a savior named L. Linwood, and took that young man and took his hand and said, "Son, come with me. Come with me. We are going to exact a revenge on these bastards who tried to ruin your life." And L. Linwood took this young man with another man helping him named Todd V. McMurdy. And they took this young man and they went and they sued CNN and they sued the Washington Post and they sued some other people or whatever. Okay, so the first three suits, $800 million of lawsuits. Well, as you know, CNN, who at first was a bit obstinate, I mean, just a little bit obstinate, but finally, CNN has seen the light and have basically said, how do I put this? I know. In the immortal words of Elvis Presley, fuck it. CNN is thrown in the towel. Yes. CNN settles its lawsuit with Nick Sandmann. Here's the, this is Fox 19 now out of some city Covington, Kentucky. This is out of Covington, Kentucky. CNN agreed Tuesday to settle its lawsuit with Covington Catholic student Nick Sandmann. The amount of the settlement was not made public during a hearing at the federal courthouse in Covington, Kentucky. Sandmann's lawsuit sought $800 million from CNN, the Washington Post, and NBC Universal. Trial dates are still not set for Sandmann's lawsuit, against NBC, Universal, and the Washington Post. The Washington Post suit sought $250 million. A federal judge let a portion of the suit go forward after the Post filed a motion to dismiss it. Salmon's attorney, L. Lynn Wood, superstar, said wait a minute, I'm dying. Good morning, joys of sorrow. Lynn Wood said this case will be tried not 1 minute earlier or later than when it is ready. The lawsuits were filed following an incident on January 2019 in Washington, D.C. involving Covington Catholic High School students. The video of the incident garnered national attention, and a split-second photograph made, this is my own words, the split-second photograph made Nick Sandmann one of the greatest 10-minute villains in the history of history, because he smirked apparently in this, you know how a photograph only captures a split second, and so the perfect photograph, his smile looked like he was smirking and being a smartass to this dickhead banging a drum in his face. But when you get to the video, well, story was a little different. Remember? Everyone remember that one? In fact, maybe we'll play that video. I have a video that kind of explains the whole thing. I know some of you may not remember, but I watched this video this morning because here's the thing. What I wanted to talk about today were some of the reactions I saw on Twitter over this thing. Do you realize there are people who still think that Nick Sandmann was abusing a poor, elderly, Native American elder Vietnam combat veteran, and that this kid just has no respect for this culturally oppressed elderly individual? There are people who still believe that shit. There are still people who believe that nonsense. So other videos surface showing different angles of the incident, and let's see what's this. Let's see that link. What's that? It's showing. Oh, there's a whole collection of videos. Okay. Oh, we might go into that one because that's good. Let's check that out in a minute. Wood, that'd be Linwood. Sorry if you had that little glitch there. It's back. It's all back. It was just, well, it's not just you. Just you might have to refresh. Oh no. We're good. We're good. See, it always happens a few minutes after me, but it's all good. Y'all should be coming back. By the time I said this, you're already back. So there you go. So yes, and then Nick Sandmann tweeted out, "Yes, we settled with CNN. A lawsuit is expected to be. Oh, and they're gonna file a lawsuit against Phillips, Nathan Phillips. You know, Chief Lying Fire Pants. He's they're gonna have some issues with him. Now the problem with Phillips, though, Phillips probably doesn't have a whole lot of money to sue with. But then again, the purpose of these lawsuits isn't necessarily the dollar amounts for Sandmann. It's more for the punitive aspect. Now, here's the reason let me just go on a side here because Wood said there'd be a maximum of 15 defendants. Okay, look, let me finish this article real quick. So Wood said the damages were sought due to emotional distress. We already did that. A lawsuit is expected to be filed against Phillips, Wood said. He indicated that lawsuit would seek $5 million, but the judge said that Phillips does not have as much money as the other defendants. Well, that's okay. They also plan to sue Gannett, owners of the Enquirer, according to Wood. He said he'll bring that to the judge in the next 60 days. He also said there'll be a maximum of 15 defendants. There will be a few Hollywood stars on that list too. I'm just saying. attorneys say the money they're seeking is not designed to compensate Nick, but to deter the defendants from doing the same thing that they're accused of in the future. That is it. They're penalizing these places, and I got a feeling I can tell you. Here's the reason CNN has folded so quickly. Or not, well, I wouldn't say quickly, but here's why I think CNN settled. And I think their attorneys probably realize this small fact. When it comes to defamation lawsuits, and I'm pretty sure this is the same in every state, every jurisdiction. When it comes to defamation lawsuits, the burden of proof on here is it's pretty hard to prove defamation unless, especially if it's a public figure, or if it's something that's opinion. Okay, those are a little bit hard to do. However, when it comes to a defamation suit brought by a minor, most defamation law says that if there is clear material fact that can be proven, then you have a higher burden against when it's a minor. Let's put it that way. And in this particular case, it's very easy to determine the material facts because there are multiple angles of video. Okay. And the things that people repeat, part of the problem is every one of these news outlets didn't speak to Sandman. They just immediately took the narrative of the people who posted the first video, which shows Sandman standing in front of Nathan Phillips, aka Chief Lying Fire Pants, and they took the words of the video of Chief Lying Fire Pants talking about the incident. Well, Chief Lying Fire Pants, I give him that nickname because he was lying his ass off. And so there are several material facts that these news outlets repeated that were clearly false. And in a defamation suit brought by a minor, you only have to prove that some of the material facts are false. The easiest one in this case to prove that the material fact was false is almost all of these all of these outlets described Nathan Phillips as a Vietnam combat veteran. And very few corrected it at any point in this course. Now, one interviewer did ask him and told him, made him clarify that he seemingly begrudgingly admitted that he was never in Vietnam. But that is a material fact that is false. There's another you can see also from these videos. A material fact that is false is that Nicholas Sandman was blocking the progress of Chief Lying Fire Pants, who was trying to get to the Lincoln Memorial. If you watch video, you can clearly see, one, Nathan Phillips wasn't attempting to get to the Lincoln Memorial. Two, Nathan Phillips never attempted to get past Nicholas Sandman. Now, he said that he tried to go right, he tried to go left, Sandman blocked him. However, when you look at the videos, it's clear that Lying Fire Pants tried to drum in front of one kid, they turned away, tried to drum in front of another kid, the kid turned away, got to Sandman, began banging the drum in his face, and Sandman just stood there and watched, listened, and smiled. Chief Lying Fire Pants never attempted to move while he was drumming the drum in his kid's face. And in fact, he purposely was moving the drum closer and closer to Salmon's face. And clearly what he was doing was trying to provoke a reaction. And it's clear from the video that that material fact of him trying to get around Salmon and Salmon blocking him was untrue. And in fact, he wasn't even surrounded because the only person near him, there was a clear path. In fact, even in this picture that I should put on the screen here, even in this picture, you can see that Salmon and Phillips are isolated. If Phillips decided to go around Salmon, he could walk right past him, right there. There's plenty of space. And you can see it from every angle of video that is the case. But all these news outlets ran with the story only having Chief Lying Firepants' version of the story. Okay? So now I'm going to check out this other article here. Collection
But first,
videos.
A new firestorm of reaction on social media.
Okay, Hen. Okay, so this is from January 22nd last year. So the firestorm of media reaction.
New videos like this one surfaced of an incident involving Covington Catholic students.
Yeah,
in
so now
Washington,
look, here's
D.C. Good afternoon to you. I'm Trisha Mackey. By now, you've probably heard of the incident making headlines all across the country. Here's what we know right now. The American Indian Movement chapter of Indiana and Kentucky and the American Indian Movement chapter of Ohio.
It's hilarious. They went and protested at the
that they
Covington
will protest
Diocese.
at the Covington Diocese tomorrow at 10 a.m. They're calling for
They
a
want the
boycott
chaperones
of the school
fired and mandatory
until
course
they
on
fire
racism,
the
zero
chaperones
tolerance
who accompany
policy.
the students. They're
Oh
also
my
calling for the
God.
school to adopt a mandatory course on racism.
Blurg, how you doing,
and
Mike
zero
Savage?
tolerance policy regarding racist attacks. Again, those all are their words.
Okay,
Of
so
course, at the center of this story is video, and there is so much video. Video from different angles, video of different groups.
Now, this
Here
is
are the
a
students.
station out of
Lauren Artino's
Covington,
looked at all of it.
Kentucky.
She's live with more.
Yeah, Trisha, we have a total of at least 7 videos in this story you're about to watch. Some of those
Covington,
short,
by the way,
some
is
long,
kind of a
each
suburb
telling a
of
story
Cincinnati,
about
so
what
it's kind of,
happened
I'm
on the
not.
steps
It's
of the Lincoln
it's
Memorial
interesting. They
last
say it's a
Friday.
Covington news station. Now look. Oh, now look. Let's pause right here. Now remember, Chief Lying Firepants said he couldn't go by Salmon. Look at all this room right here. If he really was trying to get around Salmon, do you think he was? Do you think he couldn't get around Nick? Anyway, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna switch it up here. I'm gonna go, instead of using this video, let's just go back and go down memory lane. let's go down memory lane a little bit. Let's see. What is the name? Lynn Wood. Here we go. Let's see here. Oh shoot, where is it? Is it here we go. This is the video. This is my now playing. Oh, it's already over here. Let me make this screen a little bigger. We're gonna pause. We're gonna put on some volume, and I'm probably gonna get a music strike on this, but I don't care. I just don't care. Let's go down memory lane. Are you ready? Let's go down memory lane. Oh, Trump is about to start talking. Okay, hold up. We have some breaking news. Let's go back to C-SPAN. Oh, that's why I had that. That's why I had that little window open. Hang on. Let's see if it's on C-SPAN. I hope it is. Please be on C-SPAN. Oh, criminy. Okay, we're gonna have to go back to. Let's go back to Fox. Here, let's go home. Let me see if I can catch the president talking here. Oh shoot! Anyone got a link? I lost Fox 10 Phoenix. Let's do this. Fox 10 Phoenix. I'm sorry, guys. Here, let's go. Fox 10. And here we go.
They do have a side panel here for us. You see the member.
All right, we're gonna. Is he about to come out here?
For this very momentous.
Here's what I might do. I'm gonna try to make this. Gosh, I want to do. Yeah, thank you, Gun Fox. By Bob Eubanks was born on this date in 1938. This event took place, of course, because his parents made whoopee. All right, put a 1 in the chat if you know who Bob Eubanks is. Hello, Green Thunder to Mighty. Boy, the chat on this channel is going crazy. Okay, I'm gonna put just the sound on for this for now, and take this off the screen because that'll save me some heartache in the end. Can you mute it, and put closed captions on? Oh, maybe. No, I think it's the visual that would get me in trouble. I'm not even sure. I'd much rather. I'm going to leave this open. I'm going to open another window and see if I can put it on C-SPAN. Let's do a mini player here.
President Trump took to Twitter last night saying that all is well.
And
Missiles
we'll mute
launched
this for
from
now.
Iran at 2 military bases located in Iraq. Assessment of casualties and damages taking place now.
Yeah, it was interesting that he said all is well, meaning
So
he
far,
knew
so
that
good.
there were
We
no
have the most
casualties. They
powerful
were
and
getting
well-equipped military anywhere in the world. By far, I will be making a statement tomorrow morning, and this is the morning, and it is almost time for President Trump to come out and address
Hello,
not
Ronavaccio.
only
Good
the
morning.
media,
Grill and Pirate Pete, how you doing?
not only the nation, but the world, on how the response and the reaction will be from the United States.
You know, if he comes out there and says, well, they threw some rockets, didn't do anything, whatever, we're going to go about our business. But if you fuck with us again, look out. And that should be the end of it. And let's figure out how we're going to fucking just stop this bullshit. I got a feeling, though, anyone think the Mullah's times might be limited anyway with all the upheaval in Iran? I mean, again, they killed 1,500 people protesting in the last week, or just before the end of the year. You know, I just don't get it. Yeah, except Grill and Pirate Pete come out and say, yes, the people of Iran can't stand them. The young people in Iran are tired. You know, look, again, they've had ridiculous inflation in Iran recently. Did the stream just stop? No. I don't know. Did my stream stop or did that stream stop? No, I just had the mini player out, and what happens is, no, it didn't stop. We're good. So, while we're waiting, let me see if I can let me pull up colorful other things while we're waiting here. Anyway, Nick Salmon got paid. that's the gist of it. We may check out the full story of Nick Salmon. We may have to wait till tomorrow for that. If we get through this speech if it doesn't take that long, I'm sure there'll be a press conference afterwards. But if we do have time, we may just finish out with Twitter trends and call it a day.
Just waiting for this moment to happen. President Trump going to be
hello, Patrice Ripley. How you doing? The big thing is that we've talked about so far
last night, where they shot missiles
is the missiles attacks by Iran, and the fact that Nick Salmon,
no service members were injured,
the ringleader
or killed
at Covington Catholic,
in those attacks. We will see
CNN settled the lawsuit with them. And you know what? You
don't
don't settle a $250 million lawsuit with $1 million. I'm pretty sure it's a significant settlement. The one thing I've been curious to see about that, though, here, let's check CNN.com. I'm curious how CNN is covering their settlement with Nick Salmon. I am really curious. Let me go back here. if they covered it, because they haven't been saying shit about it for the last few days. You haven't seen it at all. In fact, let's see here. Top stories.
Were the latest escalation with Tehran in the aftermath of a U.S. drone strike that killed
Pelosi and Schumer's lunch. Oh, that's interesting.
Terrorist.
Who wrote that opinion on CNN?
Casualties. A U.S. military official in Baghdad told Fox News last night.
This is a CNN editorial
comes after Iran fired as many as 15 ballistic missiles into Iraq. 10 missiles hit the air base.
McConnell just ate Pelosi and Schumer's lunch.
Military base in Erbil, and 4 missiles failed to hit their targets, according to a U.S. military spokesman for Central Command.
This is the Chevy Silverado.
Oh, wait, hold up. I don't need to hear that.
Okay,
that's
hop in.
dang blasted CNN commercials. I just closed that. Forget it. I'd rather hear the president right now, and we're not hearing it yet. We're getting close. Interesting that CNN has an article that says that, though. McConnell just ate Pelosi and Schumer's lunch. And you heard, too, there were 2. So, also in Iran yesterday, if you haven't heard the news over the night, not only did Iran shoot a bunch of missiles into Iraq at American bases, there was a plane crash in Iran. Apparently, a Ukrainian jetliner, 737, crashed in Iran. Now, it was not related to the bombing. It was just apparently some malfunction, and the plane crashed. No nefarious reason that it crashed, unrelated completely to the conflict between Iran and the United States. And there was an earthquake in Iran near one of their nuclear facilities. And a seismologist confirmed that it was an earthquake. It wasn't something else. You know what I'm saying? So I'm fascinated by that. Tell you what we'll do. I'm gonna go into Twitter trends while we're waiting for the president. How to be kidding me? And it's reconnected. All right, I'm back. Gosh, not enough video to maintain a smooth stream. Yeah, I got to get that graphics card. I really do. I really need a graphics card in this thing. I got to use to reroute some of the functions so we don't have that problem. But, oh, Jesus, man, it doesn't surprise me. They probably got copper lines down there since 1916. Don't worry, though. Leo has a $3 billion plan to sort it all out. God help us all. So, anyway, number 1 on Twitter trends right now is I voted for Hillary Clinton. Oh, by the way, that's why I wore this shirt today. Let me go back to me. I wore my shirt because I voted for the meteor. Oh, wait, this way. I voted for the meteor. I think you've seen that video. If you go back and through my videos, I think it might be the second or third video I ever did. Who I'm voting for. We showed you that a couple weeks ago. But I'm definitely not voting for a meteor this time. Just saying. Michael Tracy says, I voted for... Now, Michael Tracy doesn't like Hillary Clinton at all. He is a progressive, but he does not like Hillary Clinton. I voted for Hillary Clinton because her hawkish interventionism might have been slightly different character than the one on display today, but still absolutely fantastic because I love initiating unnecessary military confrontations over the world.
For President Trump.
Here, I'm going to mute that so you don't have to hear that. Yeah, because... now Trump, maybe a war with Iran. Hillary Clinton, maybe a war with Russia. Take your pick, right? Who do you love? And then they have the series Show Me the Saddest Tweet Ever. Hillary Clinton. I voted for... Hillary Clinton. I voted for Hillary Clinton. How sad and sorry is that? And why is she putting a picture of herself from 1994? Hillary, you didn't vote for that, Hillary Clinton. Well, maybe you did. Maybe you did. And maybe in 92, you voted for Hillary Clinton instead of Bill Clinton? I wonder. Oh, David Levitt. I voted for Hillary Clinton, and she was right about every fucking thing about Donald Trump. Every fucking thing. No, not at all. Not even close. How's the economy doing, David Levitt or Levitt? How's the economy doing, David? Remember what Hillary Clinton said about if Trump were elected, what the economy would be like? Do you remember the recession, the severe depression? We'd go into another Great Depression if Donald Trump's elected. Hell, that didn't happen. Oh, if you admit you are one of the I voted for Hillary Clinton mob, you may have forgotten she's a warmongering psychopath who destroyed Libya purely for her presidential bid, which created slave markets and sparked the migrant crisis in Europe. Yes, everyone seems to forget that the Obama administration and our Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, were so excited about this. Listen to this. Listen. Now, I'm gonna unmute this. Here we go.
I mean, that is the land of unconfirmed videos.
Yes, we came, we saw, he died.
Did it have anything to do with it?
Say what? You know who she's talking about there? She's talking about Muammar Gaddafi. We came, we saw, she died. Look at the joy on her face when she says this. Look at the joy on Hillary Clinton's face. Here, make sure you can see it. Look at the joy on Hillary Clinton's face as she says this.
Your visit.
Wait.
So, I mean, that is the land of unconfirmed videos.
Yes, we came, we saw, he died.
They both laughed. Who's the psycho interviewing her? What? Okay, they're still waiting over there. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Who was the psychopath interviewing that laughed along with her?
I'm sure it did.
Someone at CBS News. Is that Leslie Stahl? I mean, come on, Leslie. You're laughing along with that shit? Did I mute this? Okay. Oh, they
Moments
muted
after
it.
the strikes yesterday, Iran's foreign minister tweeted that Tehran had taken and concluded proportionate...
What a fucking psycho... She's... Oh, Pirate Pete. Perfect answer. Is she talking about Gaddafi or Jeffrey Epstein? Yeah, it's hard to say. Okay. I voted for Hillary Clinton because I knew, unlike 53% of white educated women, that Trump was a shithead. These white women voted to have their own rights taken from them, to uphold white supremacy because they are scared of losing status. Now they are totally going to lose it. Yeah, John Pavlitz. Hillary was right about everything. She was right when she warned us Donald Trump was in bed with Russia. Yeah, really? Oh, Donald Trump's in bed with Russia, but he's going to start a war with their client state, Iran, which might start World War III with Russia. But he's in bed with Russia, all right. Dumbass. She was right when she said our election process was being irreparably compromised. Nah. She was right about his supporters. What? You know what? Okay, that's it. That's it. Motherfucker. Someone find me a MAGA hat. Okay, no, that's not how I choose presidents, but you know what? Anyway, I voted for Hillary Clinton is trending like Hillary didn't full on brag about how we could obliterate Iran if she was president. Yeah, remember that? Remember that? How they could obliterate Iran? Yeah, she was cruising to do that. Oh, I voted for Hillary Clinton. America wasn't ready for a woman to take the Oval Office, but she was the money about Trump. Yeah, no. Anyway, I was proud that Hillary was my first vote ever. Yay, Hunter Ziggy. Oh, God, I just can't. I voted for Hillary Clinton. Well, good for you. You know what? And I didn't vote for either of them. I admit it. I just didn't trust Trump, and I couldn't stand Hillary Clinton. But I just thought Trump was a showman goofball and a jackass, which he is. I still say Trump's a jackass, but as you know, those of you who have never heard me say this before, Good morning, Maniac Man. Yeah, Trump's a jackass. Yes, we know that. All the people who hate Donald Trump knows he's a jackass. All the people who support Donald Trump knows he's a jackass. Donald Trump knows he's a jackass. And sometimes, to get things done, you have to be a jackass. So, Donald Trump is the best jackass, and he's the right jackass for the time. I don't mind that Donald Trump is a bit of a jackass. So there. Hello, Jason Burns. He's a jackass, but look at the economy. No, I'm happy about that. Yeah, look at the economy. Because Trump just says, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do what I said I'm gonna do. He's really, and it's, you know what's interesting? He really, as a president. Now, I didn't vote for him because I didn't believe him. And I maybe, you know what? I may have been wrong. In fact, I kind of was. Because all the things that he said he was going to do, and then he actually has been working to do those things, have all of them come to perfect fruition? Is there a wall across the entire southern border yet? No. But it's being built. And that wasn't, the wall actually itself, the actual physical wall, I didn't care about that. They just need to fix the immigration problem along the border. They need to fix the illegal immigration problem. That's what they're working on. Now, is it perfect yet? No. But he's working on it, and he actually has worked toward it. And it's been blocked from that. The other things, though, guess what? He's done because he just doesn't give a fuck about how Washington normally works. And he pushes for what he wants done, and he pushes for the things, he's continued to push for the things that he said he wanted to do. I respect that, even though I don't agree with everything. So, Trump being a jackass is it's not a fault, it's a feature. When it comes to dealing with NATO and getting them to finally put their fair share in and what they're supposed to be putting in monetarily, because we've been that camel that, well, I shouldn't camel, that's probably not a good thing to use right now. But anyway, they've been riding the American camel for just a little too much. And, the Americans, they'll keep spending more money on their military. They'll do it. No, you fuckers are part of this too, and you need to live up to your obligation. Trump, being a jackass, got them to live up to their obligations in NATO. Trump, being a jackass, got us a new trade deal with Canada and Mexico. That's a little better. Is it perfect? No, because the Democrats keep fucking tinkering with it. But because he's a jackass, he had no problem scuttling the old deal and renegotiating. Because he's a jackass, he says, I don't give a fuck about the Obama's Iran deal because it was a bad deal. Fuck it. Okay? So, yeah. Please, sir, jackass away. The economy. Jackass away. Because, hey, if you're a jackass and this is how the economy goes, I want a jackass in office for another 4 years. So there. Yeah. And that would be the PDawg rant for today. I don't know if we're ever going to get to this. Thing. Anyway, moving on back to Twitter trends while we're waiting. I voted for Hillary. Well, good for you. I'm glad she's not in, because we'd be in a war with Russia right now, because she was going to do a no-fly zone in Syria, another Russian client state, and. Oh, we'd take Iran out just like a heartbeat, Hillary Clinton. That Hillary Clinton. Trending number 2 is Wednesday Wisdom, which I think I've been imparting plenty of wisdom as we're going along. So, hey, should I even click it? Well, let's see if anyone has any Wednesday Wisdom, and maybe we'll have a Wednesday, what do we call it? Twitter trend thought? A hashtag ho? Maybe we'll find one of those along the way. Nancy Birtwhistle, be a good egg. We're all the same inside. Aww, that's so inspirational. Wait a minute. Is that Hillary Clinton's face up there? No, oh no, she just has a jawline like Hillary Clinton. She doesn't look like Hillary Clinton. Be a good egg. Oh, that's so cute. All right, there you go. That's a nice little Wednesday wisdom. Let's see. The only way to have a friend is to be one. Hey, big baby, that's a good, damn right. Could you repeat your hashtag? My hashtag, by the way, is PDK News, standing for PDawg Night, and then news, like you spell news. And in fact, my hashtag is now in the chat. Now, I'm probably not going to go to the hashtag every day. In fact, I think starting next week, I'm going to use Wednesday for my hashtag day. So all the news on Wednesdays will be generated by you guys who view and put things in the hashtag. I'll occasionally go to the hashtag, but just not every day. But that's the hashtag PDK News. Now, a couple of you doing PDawg News. I will make sure to check that in the next couple of days, because I know a couple of you put stuff up there. But the actual hashtag I'm going to use is PDK News. No, C. Thomas, not PDK never noticed me. I said good morning to you. I said Corbin, Thomas. Did that throw you off? I said good morning to Corbin, but I didn't say C. Thomas of Gulf City. So now I'm going to give a special shout out to C. Thomas of Gulf City. And you even get a bell, okay? Just because you thought I forgot about you. But I said good morning, Corbin. You were, in fact, you were like the second or third person I said hello to. I could have sworn. You were here early, just like always. You're viewing me like that, brother. Let's see. Anything else under Wednesday Wisdom? No hashtag hose. Whoa, what is? Oh, dude, they're flying a drone down here, droning a volcano. If you're ever gonna drone a volcano, this is kind of cool. Oh, dude. See, I want to get a drone, but I'm always afraid. Now, I know they have the battery signal thing, and most drones that you buy now that are good camera drones have a return thing that'll return when your battery starts getting low automatically, which is great. But I want to get a drone and do some, because we're going to do a waterfall tour one of these weekends. There's 9 waterfalls between Duluth, Minnesota, and Thunder Bay, Canada, and we want to go stop at each one and take photos, and I would love to have a drone to do that. So we'll think about that after I get my computer upgraded here so I can make the stream smooth. All right, that's enough of Wednesday Wisdom. What else has we got? We got Halsey is the artist. I don't know why. Is she going to some? What is Halsey? This? Excuse me, GWR, but you might explain to us why you have listed Halsey as having the most views in 24 hours. But why? Who cares? Okay. Okay. I don't give a shit about Halsey. That's some pop artist. Iran versus America is trending shit. Oh, and this Iraq war veteran was arrested outside the White House. Is this? Yeah, this is December 2010, though. After making this speech... Oops, you can't hear it.
President to be speaking to the world here.
Oh, since it's captioned, I'm going to leave it on. Doesn't look like I'm going to get the president. Okay, this is a guy saying that you don't have to go if whatever, you can object. Poor people in caves in Afghanistan, poor people in deserts of Iraq, but we've been to those countries and we know that our enemies are not the poor people abroad, but it's the people that laid us off our jobs. This is from 2010. This is during the Obama administration. This guy's protesting. I know you can't hear it, but...
Every single day! This is a crime! Every single day!
Really, Patrice? Is K-pop's really a thing? People really love it. Oh my god. Well, I mean they're kind of fun. It's like the boy bands from the 90s, you know. They're the new boy bands and girl bands and whatnot, and they dance and they do synchronized dancing and stuff.
$700 million a day caring for the veterans we get home. $700 million a day, giving every single person
And I'll probably get a strike for
college
music in this one.
education, a job and a livelihood and a home. That's who we need to be spending our money on. But this government is not going to do that.
You know, it's fascinating. This guy's shouting about this. This is from 2010. December 2010. Okay, so post-Bush administration, 2 years into the Obama administration. And he's having that. This is really sad. This makes my heart go out to all affected. Oh, now this is so. There was this thing.
Is American and Iran relation affected, or
they said that someone put a rumor on the internet that they were detaining people trying to come from Canada in the U.S. Out in the West Coast. Found out that was false. There's a lot of bullshit rumors going around since this shit started. You know, the American-Iran relationship was affected already. The American-Iran relationship? Oh, come on. Anyway, I'm gonna move on because I'm almost running out of time. I may not get to the president here. He's still not out here. Let's see. After that, iHeart Awards. Oh my God, it's gonna be. Oh, that's why Halsey was trending. Because the K-pop fans were pissed off. And the K-pop fans pissed off because here it is. Halsey USA is officially recognized by YouTube as the music video with the most views in 24 hours after attracting an audience of 74.6 million on the video sharing platform. On April 12, 2019, someone's pissed off because some K-pop band didn't get there. It's BTS. Ah, oh no. Okay, that's why. It's a K-pop thing. You know what? I'm going to get discovered one of these days, and the K-pop fans are going to be really pissed off and think I might initiate that today. Here, let's do this. I was just going to do a hashtag FKpop. I wonder if I bet they have flagged me down. My Twitter account would be dead. I can't do it. iHeart Awards, who cares? Best fan art, best music video, whatever. I don't care about the iHeart Radio Awards. Okay, looks like he's coming out. Let's catch a bit of this. Here we go. And did I have this muted? I do not. Okay. Here we go.
As long as I'm president of the United States, Iran will never be allowed to have a nuclear weapon. Good morning. I'm pleased to inform you the American people should be extremely grateful and happy. No Americans were harmed in last night's attack by the Iranian regime. We suffered no casualties. All of our soldiers are safe, and only minimal damage was sustained at our military bases. Our great American forces are prepared for anything. Iran appears to be standing down, which is a good thing for all parties concerned and a very good thing for the world.
Okay, I expected a bit.
No American or Iraqi lives were lost because of the precautions taken, the dispersal of forces, and an early warning system that worked very well. I salute the incredible skill and courage of America's men and women in uniform. For far too long, all the way back to 1979 to be exact.
What's interesting,
nations have tolerated Iran's destructive and destabilizing behavior in the Middle East and beyond. Those days are over.
Listening to this in Russia.
Iran has been the leading sponsor of terrorism, and their pursuit of nuclear weapons threatens the civilized world. We will never let that happen. Last week, we took decisive action to stop a ruthless terrorist from threatening American lives. At my direction, the United States military eliminated the world's top terrorist, Qasem Soleimani. As the head of the Quds Force, Soleimani was personally responsible for some of the absolutely worst atrocities. He trained terrorist armies, including Hezbollah, launching terrorist strikes against civilian targets. He fueled bloody civil wars all across the region. He viciously wounded and murdered thousands of U.S. troops, including the planting of roadside bombs that maim and dismember their victims. Soleimani directed the recent attacks on U.S. personnel in Iraq that badly wounded 4 service members and killed 1 American, and he orchestrated the violent assault on the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad. In recent days, he was planning new attacks on American targets, but we stopped him. Soleimani's hands were drenched in both American and Iranian blood. He should have been
American
terminated
blood, Syrian blood,
long
Lebanese
ago.
blood. All over
By
the
removing Soleimani, we have sent a powerful message to terrorists. If you value your own life, you will not threaten the lives of our people. As we continue to evaluate options in response to Iranian aggression, the United States will immediately impose additional punishing economic sanctions on the Iranian regime. These powerful sanctions will remain until Iran changes its behavior. In recent months alone, Iran has seized ships in international waters, fired an unprovoked strike on Saudi Arabia, and shot down 2 U.S. drones. Iran's hostilities substantially increased after the foolish Iran nuclear deal was signed in 2013, and they were given $150 billion, not to mention $1.8 billion in cash. Instead of saying thank you to the United States, they chanted death to America.
Which is, they've been doing
fact,
since 1979.
They chanted death to America the day the agreement was signed. Then Iran went on a terror spree, funded by the money from the deal, and created hell in Yemen, Syria, Lebanon, Afghanistan, and Iraq.
Richo, thanks,
The
Obama.
missiles fired last night at us and our allies were paid for with the funds made available by the last administration. The regime also greatly tightened the reins on their own country, even recently killing 1,500 people at the many protests that are taking place all throughout Iran. The very defective JCPOA expires shortly anyway and gives Iran a clear and quick path to nuclear breakout. Iran must abandon its nuclear ambitions and end its support for terrorism.
And quit fucking up the
The
Strait
time
of
has come
Hormuz.
for the United Kingdom, Germany, France, Russia, and China to recognize this reality. They must now break away from the remnants of the Iran deal, or JCPOA. And we must all work together toward making a deal with Iran that makes the world a safer and more peaceful place. We must also make a deal that allows Iran to thrive and prosper and take advantage of its enormous untapped potential. Iran can be a great country. Peace and stability cannot prevail in the Middle East as long as Iran continues to foment violence, unrest, hatred, and war. The civilized world must send a clear and unified message to the Iranian regime. Your campaign of terror, murder, mayhem will not be tolerated any longer. It will not be allowed to go forward. Today, I am going to ask NATO to become much more involved in the Middle East process. Over the last 3 years, under my leadership, Our economy is stronger than ever before, and America has achieved energy independence. These historic accomplishments change our strategic priorities. These are accomplishments that nobody thought were possible. And options in the Middle East became available. We are now the #1 producer of oil and natural gas anywhere in the world. We are independent, and we do not need Middle East oil. The American military has been completely rebuilt under my administration at a cost of $2.5 trillion. U.S. armed forces are stronger than ever before. Our missiles are big, powerful, accurate, lethal, and fast. Under construction are many hypersonic missiles. The fact that we have this great military and equipment, however, does not mean we have to use it. We do not want to use it. American strength, both military and economic, is the best deterrent. 3 months ago, after destroying 100% of ISIS and its territorial caliphate, we killed the savage leader of ISIS, al-Baghdadi, who was responsible for so much death, including the mass beheadings of Christians, Muslims, and all who stood in his way. He was a monster. Al-Baghdadi was trying again to rebuild the ISIS caliphate and failed. Tens of thousands of ISIS fighters have been killed or captured during my administration. ISIS is a natural enemy of Iran. The destruction of ISIS is good for Iran, and we should work together on this and other shared priorities. Finally, to the people and leaders of Iran, we want you to have a future, and a great future, one that you deserve, one of prosperity at home and harmony with the nations of the world. The United States is ready to embrace peace with all who seek it. I want to thank you, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
And no questions. Okay, so here's my take on this, and this is kind of what I was expecting from President Trump. We'll go back in here. I'm not going to turn their commentary off real quick. All right, so here's my take. Remember I said this retaliatory strike by Iran basically didn't hit anything. It was a saving face gesture by Iran, no American casualties. And I was kind of expecting Trump to come out and say, you know what? What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Get out of the way. All right. Now, so clearly from that speech, they are not going to retaliate based on that little attack that gave them a chance to save face. And he said they're going to continue with economic sanctions, which for Iran right now, that's tough because that's tough on the Iranian people. Good morning, MC. Hammer time. By the way, I did add the hammer time alert in the Streamlabs thing. Look at it's in the if you ever want to do something for hammer time, do a Streamlabs donation of, let's see, hammer time is at $7.49. Throw $7.49 in the tip jar, and there's a special hammer time alert for MC. Anyway, I expected that we were not going to retaliate for this particular attack, and that really the one thing the United States needs to do, though, is get the F out of Iraq and Afghanistan. I have a feeling you might start hearing that from Washington very soon, because really we don't need to be in either of those two countries to maintain our military presence in the Middle East. We still have, what do we have? We're still in Saudi Arabia. We're still in Qatar. The only thing that we need to do is make sure that we maintain the shipping lanes in the region. Then that's the problem that Iran has been causing us, is that they've been stealing ships, or they've been, attacking, commercial ships. That's you know what? We need a couple carriers or a carrier or two in the region just to protect the shipping lanes. If we get out of Afghanistan and Iraq and take care of those shipping lanes, let everyone else deal with their bullshit in the Middle East. We don't need to be there. And so I'm kind of glad that he did this. I'm glad he came out here and said, you know what? Economic sanctions, yada, yada, yada. Nobody was killed. Pff, who gives a shit? Okay? We're going to negotiate with Iran so that they can... and it's interesting because he said, they want Iran to fulfill their potential as whatever and this and that. Good. Now, I'm pretty sure. Is Twitter blowing up on this? Let me just let me refresh my Twitter here. New things are trending. Mac Miller's now trending number 4. There's a posthumous Mac Miller album coming out. Great, who cares? Trump's war of mass distraction. That's trending now. It moved up quite a bit. 100% of ISIS is trending because he said 100% of ISIS. No, 100% of ISIS has not been destroyed, but they're pretty much on the last piece of skin on their heels. 63 Canadians killed in Iran plane crash. Yeah, no one said anything about the plane crash in Iran. It was Ukrainian Airlines. 63 Canadians is trending despite the fact that each tweet has 82, or Canadians, even though the fact each tweet has 82 Iranians on its listing as well. Curious bias Twitter. Well, maybe, just maybe, more Canadians tweet than Iranians. Could that be the case? I mean, come on. Twitter is based in the Western Hemisphere, and I think, whatever, who gives a shit? God. It's not okay to be solely mourning 63 Canadians who died on that Ukrainian Boeing 737. 113 other people died. You know what? Because people in Canada are saying there were 63 Canadians on board. It's not Twitter. It's a trend because of who tweets. No one's saying that only the Canadians mattered. Canadian lives matter. Here, hashtag Canadian lives matter. Whoops, I did with a dollar sign. Hang on. Here. There's the hashtag Canadian lives matter. Oh no, it should be all lives matter. Well, of course they do, but the Canadians are talking about Canadians. You dumbasses. Twitter shouldn't allow this to trend. Fuck off, people. God damn. No American or Iraqi. No Americans were killed in the Iranian strike at U.S. bases in Iraq. That's trending now. I'm just doing things related to the speech that have popped up on Twitter. No Americans have died. Praise Iran is trending. Oh my God, this is how we're going to finish today, and I'm just about to kick someone's ass. When Geraldo says we should praise Iran because no American or Iraqi lives were lost. Okay. All right. I think Geraldo may have misspoke. Here he is. Here's his tweet. Praise Iran for intentionally missing U.S. forces they could have easily targeted last night, and praise to Donald Trump for his restraint in not tit-for-tatting with a counterstrike versus Iran in retaliation for their missiles. A war with Iran would be a loser for everyone. Okay, people, we know what he was trying to say, but it really isn't praise for Iran. We do have systems that protect us. The early alerting warning systems. Our early warning systems are really good. Okay, and so thank goodness nobody died in the missile attacks. The word praise Iran. He probably could have thought of better phrasing, but you know what? It's Twitter, and you can't. What's the word? You can't edit your Twitter. Hey, Cryptic, how you doing? Canadians aren't real. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Aw, That's sad. Why would you say Canadians aren't real? Yes, I know it's a joke. I know. It's cool. Canadians, don't go all K-pop on Cryptic today, please. All right, I got to get out of here, folks. Let's see. Yahoo email service is down. PDK News. My PDK News hashtag. I'm going to just check it. Oh, my God. Oh, okay. I'm just going to show you I'm going to do the quick on the PDK News. Remember the human Ken doll? Well, the human Ken doll is trans now. A human Ken doll now says she's trans and channeling Barbie. So human Ken doll is now... you know what? The human Ken doll is scary either way. Now, human Barbie doll, I don't care. Look, it's scary. And then breaking news, Yahoo Mail is down. Email service not working for hundreds of UK users. Yahoo Mail is down for hundreds of UK users across Britain. The outage appears to have affected most of the UK, with London and Manchester, ... I'm not going to go there. Hey, hi, Irish Rose. Yes, thank you. Okay, guys, I have to call it quits today. Oh, I didn't even put Ken doll on the screen. There's human Ken doll, who's now who's trans and now channeling Barbie. I'm gonna click it. I just can't not click this. This is what. Oh my gosh, it's the epitome of clickbait. The Toronto Sun tells us the human Ken doll now says she's trans and channeling Barbie. We're going to finish with this one today. Human Ken doll Rodrigo Alves. What the hell's... Get that leaf shit off my screen. Why is that covering my shit? Okay. Human Ken doll Rodrigo Alves now says she's transgender and is channeling Barbie. Rodrigo Alves told the Daily Mirror she has been living a lie by spending more than $650,000, holy shit, to look like Barbie's beau Ken. I'm known as Ken, but inside I've always felt like Barbie, Alves told the Mirror, adding she will now go by Roddy with dresses and high heels on the menu. I finally feel like the real me, glamorous, beautiful, and feminine. During her Ken phase, Brazilian plastic surgery enthusiast had 4 ribs removed, a cat's eye eye lift, and a plethora of nose jobs that caused her schnoz to crater. That's why she had a problem. They had to rebuild that nose. And now here's the new. Okay. Yeah. Now she wants D-cup breast implants, wider hips, bigger lips. What, bigger lips? Haven't you had enough work done on the lips? If I recall, Barbie and Ken both are pretty much lipless wonders if you look at the dolls. Oh, good Lord. All right, that's my day. That's my day. We're done. We're done. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here at the Morning Night Live. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like button on the way out, unless you're Duck Dog, who I know already hit the dislike button. But hey, it's still interaction, and that's just the thing between me and Duck Dog. There is no savagery involved. That's just our thing. It's all good. And if you haven't done so, share the stream. And if you're watching after the fact, make sure you comment in the comment section down below so that I know that you are here. And if you'd like to do donations or super chats in the future, I got that list of cool things that'll happen if you do a super chat. That helps me pay for the graphics card I got to buy, and perhaps a drone in the future. And anything that every time I get super chat and stuff, pretty much all that stuff somehow goes back into the show. So we'll try to make that, just to keep things interesting. It at least pays my internet bill. So thank you for people who do that. You don't have to do it, but I absolutely appreciate the people who donate to the show. Thank you so much. On that note, I do got to go though. My name is PDawg Knight, and I am out of here. Oh, I already hit the button. Hey, this is PDawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the PDawg Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comments section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterward so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through the Streamlabs link, which is also in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawg Knight, and I'm out of here.